she's pretending to teach them things, but I think she's learning more than she's teaching. Which
Always.
that's how you know you're doing it right. If you learn more than than you teach, then you're doing things right. So yeah, so Katie is in Bozeman this week, and everybody here in Arizona is very sad. It's very, very, very sad. All the all the girls at the team meeting were very disappointed that I was doing the team meeting today. No, it wasn't so bad. I actually learned a lot because I just asked them questions about one of the one-on-ones I had last week. One of the cleaners was talking about her concerns about, man, I don't even, floors, mop buckets, amount of citrusol we use, dusting, and I was just like, I don't know any of this stuff. So how about we address this at the team meeting and just like let it be a learning and a sharing experience for everybody, and actually trying to be pretty cool. And it's actually so whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. Like I guess I think I'm just so ignorant that I don't pretend like I know things. I'm like so I'm just like, asking the cleaning questions, and I think it lets them feel more comfortable around me because like I don't pretend like I like know all the answers, and so um, I I just ask them. I'm like, I don't really know. It's like, please share with me, and then they feel like they get value from it, and I get a ton of value because I'm actually curious. I'm like, I think that's one of the benefits I have in this business, where in the fitness business, where I was the expert, right? There's very few people on this planet who know more about exercise and fitness and all that stuff than me, and I know this because I've like paid lots of money to very intelligent people who've done this, and I think it's one of the reasons that stopped me from growing that business. I was the smartest person in the room. Um, this business, I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room. I know very little about it, and I think actually it comes to my advantage because I'm able to come from a place of curiosity and just like always just how do I get better? How do we make the systems and processes better? I don't have an ego. I have less ego. I should say that. There's always some ego involved, but it's easier for me to control the ego because I don't have an expectation that I know things. So goal is to be able to keep that even as I start to learn more. And some of the people who I have the most respect for, they're the like what I see in them is their ability to stay curious, continue to ask questions to people who on paper would seem like they're less successful than them, but they're still willing to learn from everybody. So that's always one of my goals, and it's one of the reasons that like from these coaching calls, people are like, why do you keep doing these calls for free? It's because as much as you guys feel like you get value from them, like I get equal amount of value. So that being said, Katie, you ready to dive into week 20 something? I don't even know where it is anymore in this Mesa, Arizona location.
Let's do it.
Cool. And if you guys are brand new here, which I don't see a lot of brand new people, I see a lot of OGs on here, which is cool to see. But if you guys are brand new, get into the chat, say hello, say hi to your friends, and ask questions. And either Katie or Justin or Renee or Taylor or Alyssa or Marie, right? They will answer your questions. Very smart humans in this group. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Katie, let me know when you can see it.
We can see it.
You can see it. Can I make it a little bit bigger?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So for all you guys who are brand new, this is the vision sheet. This is the sheet that we look at every single week. It helps us to be able to identify problems, which gives us the opportunity to create a strategy, which creates the opportunity for that problem to have a solution, which gives the opportunity to then grow to another problem and then find another solution. And so we're going to talk a lot about marketing, sales, recruiting, fulfillment, and that's basically what this sheet is going to share with us is like where do we suck at, where do we need to put more attention at, and so we can just suck less. So last week, 9/21 through 9/27, we had 224 job ticket hours. Katie, what does that mean?
That means that our cleaners cleaned a total of 224 hours assigned.
Yep. So our goal is to do $83,000 a month. What does that equate to, Katie, on a 12-month cycle. If you were to do $83,000 a month over 12 months, what does that equate to?
$1 million in revenue.
So fancy. Renee Krause, you remember the first time that you learned that number? You're like, cool. Right? For some reason, I just remember you being like, just loving that clarity on, if I want to make $1 million, I got to make $83,000 a month, right? And so you guys can see here, that's our goal. We want $1 million business. We got to hit $83,000 a month. So everything that you guys see here on the goal section all equates to what an $83,000 a month company looks like. So we need 383 job ticket hours, which means that we're 160 short. Average cleaner hours. Katie, how many hours did our cleaners work last week?
They worked 22 hours on average.
And our goal is to get to 28. And for cleaners, we had 11 cleaners, and our goal is 14. Okay. So let's go ahead and scroll down here a little bit. So projected monthly revenue. So we have one more day left in the month of September, and looks like we're going to get a baby PR. Baby PR. So this month we're projected to do just a little over $42,000 this month. Katie, how's that make you feel?
Okay. Neutral. Neither good
Neutral.
nor bad. Meh.
Yeah. Yeah. I told this to Renee Krause the other day, actually, and so like I'll give myself the same advice. Is like, the goal isn't to get to 42,000. It's not to get to 50,000. The goal is to get to 83,000. So we're just like, everything we're doing is setting us up to get to 83,000. So whether we only get a $3,000 PR this month, and then next month we get 10,000, and only get $3,000 next month as well. Regardless, like the goal is to get to 83. It's not to get to 42 or 43. So either way, we still have a long way. We still have a long, bumpy road in order for us to get to 83,000. Right? So, yeah, as of right now, we have 39,955. So we have the rest of today to collect some monies. Weekly revenue. Katie, what was our weekly revenue last week?
$11,318.
Yeah. So that's actually a PR.
Woo!
That is a PR. What's a PR? Katie,
personal record. The
personal
best we have
record.
ever done.
Yeah. So you guys can actually see, if you guys look back at our vision sheet here, 2 weeks ago, we actually had a PR, which was 11,113. And then 4 weeks ago was actually 11,095. So we've kind of been hovering around this $11,000 mark. So besides last week, we had an $8,000 week. Revenue per claim was 210, and then weekly total claims was 54. So I actually think this is a PR as well. 54 claims.
Nice.
So yeah, so in order for us to actually hit $1 million, we need to do about 100 claims. So again, we're about halfways, which $40,000, $42,000, $43,000 makes sense. About halfways there. So, okay, let's talk about the actual revenue. So in ZenMaid, the reason why we have these set up, and Katie did a great job of making these a little bit clearer, is that ZenMaid is the CRM that we bill clients. And then once it actually hits the bank account, then we have a bookkeeper who actually reconciles it. And then this is what pops up here on our profit and loss statement. And so for ZenMaid, we billed $39,955, but we've actually collected $40,000. Katie,
how does that work?
That's what I was going to ask you. Please share. Why does that work that way?
There's usually a lag in when people pay bills. So we invoice the same day of service, and it takes a day or two for them to pay, and then usually a day or two for it to hit our bank account. So there is a little bit of a lag. This is a good sign because this means that we are collecting more than we did last month.
Yeah. So that was a question I was going to ask you, but why is it more if there's a delay? Because unless your business is 1 month old, then some of these are going to carry over. So for all you guys who do have discrepancies between billed and received, like, it's okay. It's normal. It's very, very normal. It's actually
unless it grows in the other direction and you never collect your invoices, then you're in poo-poo.
That's a problem. It's a problem. Cool. So yeah, so last week we had $11,000 in revenue. $5,000 was new client revenue, and $6,220 was actually recurring, and occasional client revenue. So $6,000 recurring, is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's not so bad. This is the number. So as we get down here, guys, this is the number that I recognize as a thing that will not only get us to 83,000, but it'll keep us at 83. And this is what I see in Bozeman, which is where Kitty's at today. For all you guys who showed up late, the reason why Kitty is in a fancy background is because she's in the big city of Bozeman, Montana. It looks like she's downtown Bozeman where all the big buildings are.
They're all out there.
Yeah, so funny. Um, but that's what I've seen in our Bozeman location is that the only reason that we're able to do $120,000 a month is because we start the month out with $83,000 in the books. So it's pretty hard not to have $1 million business when your reoccurring is $80,000 a month. So that's really the goal. That is really the goal. And then growth becomes an option, not a need, it becomes an option rather than something that has to get done. So the problem with having a small cleaning business is that you don't have enough revenue to pay good people, talented people in order to run your business for you. And so that is really the reason why I have the $1 million cleaning business as the goal, is so you have enough revenue that you have the choice. You have the choice that you can just make a ton of profit, or you can take some of that profit and you can pay a really good human to actually run the location, and you'll make less money, but still a lot of money. And you can become an actual leader. And Kitty, what do leaders do? What are the tasks? What are the duties for leaders?
Yeah, I think the sole responsibility of a leader is to hold their team members accountable.
Yeah.
So they're not the doing in the business, they are the leading in the business. So they're just ensuring that everybody is doing what they are supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Another way to look at it is you can just call yourself a coach. It's like, do coaches get on the field and play?
No.
And so when you transition to a leader in your business, the less that you do in your business, the more that you coach your team how to do it, the bigger your business will grow, right? Which then gives you the ability to truly, like what Katie said, hold your team accountable. And instead of fixing things for them or protecting them from making mistakes, you allow them to make mistakes. You expect them to make mistakes. And then you have communication cycles, whether it's training, whether it's one-on-ones, whether it's vision meetings, just like this, that you give your team the ability to get better. You give them feedback. You give them things to practice in order for them to get better. Right? But it's not you taking things back over. It's not you jumping back in the sales seat or you jumping back in to the cleaning field, whatever it may be. It's you teaching people how to do it. Right? Outstanding invoices. We have $2,400, less than 7 days, greater than 7 days, 846. I think some of this money got collected this morning. All right, marketing, everyone's favorite. Actually, it's just my favorite. My favorite section, marketing. I used to say it's everyone's favorite, but it's really just my favorite. Okay, so Google Local Services, we spent $466. Facebook, we spent $1,500. This is our first time breaking $2,000 in a week.
Woo woo.
Yeah, if you guys want to know, that's almost a $9,000 run rate. Spend $9,000 in marketing this month. It's kind of crazy. We got 92 leads on Facebook, 1 through Facebook Messenger, 5 missed call leads, 6 Google Local Services, 11 homepage. That is the most homepage leads I've ever seen for this location, which is actually really exciting. 6 incoming call leads and no referrals. We have 121 total leads.
Nice.
So $16.84 per lead. So anything less than $20, good. Super good. So, yeah. So when it comes to marketing, some of you guys might be like, dang, $2,000. Like it's a good budget. That's more than some of you guys have spent all year. Maybe more than you guys spend in a month. So just understanding, I'll just share with you why we spend so much. And it's simply because we want to grow faster. We could go slower. We could spend less money and we could grow slower. But our goal is just like, we're already investing in this business. And so I just ask myself, why wait? So unless our schedules are 100% full, and then if they are 100% full, then we just hire more cleaners. Then we're going to invest as much as needed into marketing as is necessary in order for this business to continue to grow, right? And so we have, and just as a side note, with Bozeman, we never have ever spent more than $1,000 a week because we didn't grow that company on purpose, from the sense of like we weren't trying to grow it really fast. So again, you don't like we've done it both ways. We've done it where we just we've done it slower, and now we're trying to do it as fast as possible. So obviously, there's a medium ground. You can do it somewhere in between. And you know what's really cool? Last week, I think I wanted to share this number and I didn't have the data with me, but so our first location in Bozeman is started October 19th, 2020. That's when we got our very first lead. Kitty, I'm sorry, I'm putting you on a spot here. I don't know if you still remember these numbers, but do you remember what October 19th to October 19th, 2020 to 2021, how much revenue that Bozeman 5-star did in its first year?
135,000.
Okay, so the first calendar year, not calendar year, the first fiscal year. There you go, fancy word. The first fiscal year, Bozeman did $135,000. The second fiscal year, so from 2021 to 2022, October,
335,000.
335,000. Cool. So it like almost tripled, essentially, right?
I'd call it a double, but yeah.
A double.
A 2.5.
Cool. And then from October of 2022 to October 2023.
1.0 million. 1 million.
Yeah. So in 3 years, that company went from 0 to 1 million. And so we're trying to compress that time a little bit on this location. And so that's why we're spending a lot more money on marketing. So if you want to get there faster, then you got to invest either your money in marketing, as an example, or you can also invest your time. But it's not just our time, which Katie and I have invested a lot of time in this location, but we also can pay other people's time. And so as we get down here to sales, this is where you'll see that we're actually investing a lot of money into the actual people who are actually following up with the leads, calling the leads, and giving them quotes and getting them on the schedule. So for last week, I'm not sure if this number is correct. I'll have to look back, but we had 12 spots unfilled last week. 52 spots open. I'm not sure if this is correct. We had a couple of cleaners soon along on the team, so we'll see if this number is actually correct or not. But outgoing calls made. So our two office gals, Megan and Keziah, between the two of them, they made 433 calls. Between the two of them, we had 42 quote calls scheduled, 23 showed. So that show rate's actually pretty bad, 50%.
It's been bad for a few weeks now. We should probably look into that.
Go take a peek ski at it.
Yeah.
That's fair. We had I'll be accurate, 59 quote calls performed. And then out of those, we had 33 that actually closed. So closing about 55%. But that number is good. And almost $9,000 of new quote call projected revenue, which is good. Conversion calls. So we had 7 conversion calls closed at $1,265. Yeah, those numbers are not too bad.
So let me get this right. You input $2,000 into marketing, and the team generated $9,000 in new sales and $1,200 monthly recurring.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. So how many of you guys would make that trade? How many of you guys would spend $2,000 to make $10,000? Raise your hands.
All day, every day. Hell yes.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So now we have client fulfillment. So last week we had 54 total cleans. Out of those, this number is not correct. I saw this on our team meeting this morning, and the math doesn't math. What does it? 35 and 19. Is that correct? Oh, maybe that is right. Never mind. That's correct. 19 cleans were new, 35 are reoccurring, which is pretty cool. This number is actually wrong. We didn't get 20 reviews. We got 21.
Oh, wrong in the right direction. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wild. We had 4 correction cleans. Goal is to get to 161 recurring clients. Right now we're at 96, so we're closing in on that 100.
Nice.
And we have 20 occasional clients. So pretty cool. Between acquisition, last week we spent $100, did 35 calls, 28 interviews scheduled, 16 performed, 3 Zooms, 3 showed, 2 hired, and 2 offboarded. So we have a decent pipeline right now. We actually are like, as you guys can see from our number of spots open, we actually have quite a few. We have quite a few calendars or schedules to fill, which is both exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. But as far as our trainees are concerned, Miranda and Amanda just graduated, and they both showed up to their second team meeting today. So that was exciting. Jenna showed up to her first team meeting, and Raven and Marissa are out in the field today. And then we had one cleaner who put in her 2 weeks. Actually, she put in her 2 weeks, and she was done effectively as of Friday. So actually, this needs to change to. She dropped her stuff off this morning, right there. 3 one-on-ones last week. So Jocelyn, Alyssa, and Jenna. And so Jocelyn and Alyssa are actually Jocelyn's our longest term employee, and then Alyssa's number 3. And so those are both good conversations, and actually, again, learned a lot from them. Just continue to ask them questions. So I think these one-on-ones are they're undervalued in a sense of like, I think most people don't understand what to do with them. But really all you're doing is you're just trying to get feedback from your team to see where they're frustrated at, so you can help them. And you can make it as easy as possible for them to work as hard as possible. So if you're like, why do you do one-on-ones? I'm just like asking them, like, how do I make your job easier? And tell me your problems, tell me your concerns. And people will talk about pay sometimes. People will talk about whatever it is that us as business owners sometimes want to avoid. We don't want to confront. But once we do, then our relationship has the ability to grow stronger because we can actually help them if we actually know what their problems are. But if we know what their problems are, then we actually have to help them. So that's why most people avoid asking the questions, because they actually don't want to help because they're so busy. They're so busy. There's so much other stuff going on that I don't have time to help. So I think these one-on-ones are very important. Sure. For our cleaners last week, Jocelyn and Rachel, Alyssa, Tiffany, Kayla, Asia, Alexia, she's been sick. I don't know if she's gonna make it back. So she's out. Michaela's off the team. Madison, we'll see if she makes it. And then Madison and Amanda seem promising. And then we'll see about Jenna as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see. So we didn't count Alexia because she didn't work at all last week. Our revenue per hours worked was $50, which is kind of cool. And then 5-star reviews. Yeah, so this actually is, I guess this was as of the other day, but we actually have 205. 205 5-star reviews, so we just broke past the 200, and we have another Google review party on next Monday. So Kitty gets to come back, and Kitty, you don't have to make breakfast because everybody's going to bring.
How dope is this? You guys, our team was like, rather than like you make breakfast, apparently I suck at cooking because they decided that it needs to be potluck style next time. I was like, that is the best idea ever. I don't have to cook. You guys show up with stuff. Win-win.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Yeah, so we'll do another Google review party next week. Correction claims, looks like we had 2 Airbnbs that were the same Airbnb was a problem. I think the Scott Sadlin one was like our cleaner wasn't supposed to do it, but the guy asked her to do it, so actually we sent her back the next day. It was totally fine. And then this one, I just heard about this one this morning, and this gal was just unappeasable. They actually did two cleans, and she was unhappy with both of them, and it's fine. Humans, humans. Okay. New recurring clients. So here are new recurring clients right here. Pretty cool to see. No canceled recurring clients. It's cool. But this is a new number we started, or a new thing we started tracking, Katie. You probably haven't seen this yet, but I had Rhea put all the canceled cleans during the week. So this is not just initial cleans. This is all cleans that got canceled within I think it's yeah, they just got canceled. So this is not rescheduling. I think Marie asked that question. So these are people who just canceled. They did not reschedule. And if you count these up, we actually had 8. And look at this dollar amount.
Damn.
I know. It's like, shit. Almost $2,000 of cancellations. So we've been kind of feeling this the last couple of weeks. Um, we've been feeling some cancellations. So I'm like, let's just start tracking this data. That way I don't have to feel it. I can just look at the data and see if like what to expect. And then if this is $2,000 every single week, then maybe we need to do something. We got to figure out how to manage this problem. So
Yeah, I would say your
but
feelings were not fleeting in this moment. Glad we tracked this
yeah,
data.
yeah. So we'll start tracking this every single week and seeing if as we see a trend over the next month, and then if we see a trend, then we'll start creating solutions to buck this trend. Um, Discounts, military discount, 10% discount. This is a Google review discount. It's my favorite discount to see. Oh, this might be my first favorite is the referral discount. So it's funny because we didn't get marked a referral up top, but we got a referral discount. So it might have been a referral previously, but the claim didn't actually get done. Is that how it works? Like why is it showing referral here, but in the marketing leads it doesn't show referral? Is that because it could have happened weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, so this is when they get this discount when the clean is completed.
cool.
Good
Yeah, and then
question.
these discounts, we have quick fill, and one of these is really big. I think one was like a $600 claim. We basically gave one of our office managers an opportunity to give her sister a present, and it also just helped because we needed to fill a schedule on Friday. So I think one of these claims was like $600. So that's why this total is so big, so big, so big. So that is the week 921 to 927.
I see two things
Okay,
on here.
what do you see?
I see our show rate not being great for scheduled quote calls to showed quote calls. We've said that for a few weeks now. Just it's like lower than I would anticipate it being, should
Yeah,
be, has been. Like 50% is not great at all.
no,
And then canceled. I think we need to canceled cleans week of. We have a 48-hour cancellation policy right now, but we don't actually collect the credit card on the initial sale. So there is no way to actually charge people if they do cancel within 48 hours. So collecting credit cards
mm,
on those initial sales, I think, is definitely something that we should consider.
yeah. So then at that point, then it's like if we're going to collect credit cards, then there's a probability that this number will go down, right? So
True.
will it make it go down by, let's just say, for example, 8? That's really what the math that we're looking at. Because if we had 8 cancellations, if we would
Well,
have had credit cards,
if you look at those cancellations, not all of them are new clients. Andrea
yeah,
Franklin, Tracy Martin, Jamie Flowers, Leah Hill are all Rod and Woodward. Those were all new or recurrings.
yeah,
So I guess it would really only be 4, I think. We
yeah.
should actually put in there if it was a recurring client or a new client.
Okay,
We should track that.
okay. Recurring and new client. What about is there a way to track that number? like how like when they canceled in comparison to their claim date, like how far did they cancel before?
Mm,
Would that be too difficult to?
no, probably not.
That would also be cool. Is like this person canceled day of, this person canceled 5 days before, this person canceled, just to like have a general idea of like when they canceled. So then at that point, then it's like if they cancel within 2 day window, then did we charge them? No. Well, why didn't we charge them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think collecting the data first and then making the ultimate decision on whether or not we charge is great.
Yeah. Well, you're in Bozeman. Do they charge for 48 hours
They do, and they're
cancellations?
very I don't want to say strict about it, but there's no questions asked. 9 times out of 10 we will charge it.
Yeah. So things to think about. Things to think about. So
Yeah. I think it's also like they can. Like they are not, I don't want to say desperate for cleans, but like they have an uneffable amount to start with. So it's okay when
yeah,
like we're in a different season. Growth mode versus stabilization mode.
yeah. I think it's a good point too for everyone to understand is like just because we have two businesses that we both run doesn't mean that we run them the same based on like they're ran a little bit different based on what period that they're in and access to resources as well. So the goal is to get this business we're talking about today down in Arizona to look more like the business in Montana. Um, so like what we do to get there is going to be different than what it takes to stay there.
100%.
And the amount of marketing, the amount of sales, like the amount of volume that we do in Mesa is like far bigger than what Bozeman does. It's because it's just it's in a different season. And so the amount of effort that is required to grow, the amount of inputs that are required is like you guys are seeing it. Like you got to spend money, you got to make phone calls, you got to sell people, you got to have some correction claims, got to have some people cancel. It's part of the game.
It's awesome.
What else?
It's so fun.
What,
It's funny that I came here to, implement some of the systems that we have created and learned while growing Mesa, coming back with better systems to Bozeman, but like we just learned something today that Bozeman charges always on cancellations. Why are we trying to get cute? It's fun. Business is great. It's the greatest personal growth vehicle I've ever experienced.
you know, Yeah. So, and it's cool to see, like, in the comments that there's a lot of people who take credit card. And just so you guys know, in Bozeman, we take credit card as well. So, and for a long time, we never took credit card. And then we got to a place where we believed it was like, let's start charging for it. And that's more of just an us thing, more of just a belief thing rather than an actual factual thing. So I think that that's another idea we'll explore. And I think that's both the fun thing and also maybe the confusing thing about business is that there is no right answers. There's no right time. There's no like you must do this. And so um,
It's
I think
actually
that's
about the conviction and behind doing why you do what you do.
yeah
So it was not hard for Bozeman's conviction to get a credit card upon booking. They were so convicted that it was like, oh, that's fine. That's easy. We'll just collect it.
yeah. So a lot of the roadblocks, the problems we have in business is it's more up here than it is actually out there. It's like our beliefs rather than what actually is true.
It's
So you
awesome.
guys can
So
see.
can I
Go
give
for
you
it.
an example as to like exactly what you just said? So here in Bozeman, and our general manager here, her name is Elia, and I was telling her about the post clean notes and like we need to get the cleaners to like leave better post clean notes, and she's like, well, the team here is just different. Like they just clock in and clock out and they get their job done and they go home. And I was like, well, that's fair. Like that's Mesa as well. They've just never been taught or told the importance of why post clean notes need to be left. It's for their benefit. It's not for anybody else's benefit. But when you explain things to people, even such as collecting credit cards on new sales calls, it is for the person's benefit who is collecting the credit card, not for anybody else's benefit. I mean, it collectively is for the benefit of everybody at the end of the day. But if you can make it a benefit to them in that space, they will be more inclined to do it. So teaching them how it can benefit them. How does post-clean notes benefit the cleaners? They get the opportunity to have go back into that client's house. Without that, they don't.
Yeah.
So going back to right or wrong, there is no right or wrong. It's just like how can we convince the person in the seat doing the do that it will benefit them?
Yeah.
Well, then we won't have $2,000 fall off the schedule. So would you rather have $2,000 fall off the schedule and have to panic fill, or would you rather just get the credit card on the front end and potentially, we don't even know, maybe the closing percentage goes down?
Yeah. Which is probably not even true, because if you think about when you'd ask for a credit card, it'd be after the person already agrees to the price. So
yeah,
just low probability that I think I've asked Elia this question, and she's like, yeah, some people will get a little squirmish, but for the most part, most people don't care.
And the people that get squirmish are probably the Tristans who we've done two $800 cleans on now, and she probably won't pay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Be squirmish.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. Okay. Anything else, Kitty? Anything else that you see today?
No, I think just we still grew, so it's exciting. Sometimes it's not as exciting as others, but even though it's not a valley, it's not a peak. We're in the plains.
Yeah.
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 I think the inputs are there. Another thing that I learned today, so Bozeman they're going to do $120,000 this month. So in Montana, it is nice for about 5 months out of the year, and that's when people move into new houses. So summertime here is kind of bonkers for move out and move in cleans, which fills our schedule tremendously. So our office staff here says now that we're moving into slow season, and I'm like, no. We don't say those words. How do we avoid a slow season? You just maximize your inputs.
Yeah.
Exactly. So rather than waiting for cold calls to come to us, waiting for people to raise their hand and say, I want my house cleaned, what can we do? We have thousands of people in our pipeline. Bozeman has a fat ass pipeline. It's been in business for, I think we have 6,000 leads. Is that what you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have over 6,000 people in our pipeline. We've never done mass texts. We don't even call leads outbound. They're so busy that they just come in and they take quote calls and they book them. That's honestly another reason probably why the closing percentage is so high, is because these people raised their hand and came to us. So we're going to have lots of fun here this week trying to make 500 outbound phone calls and beat Mesa.
Yeah. So more ad spend, more sales, but even before that would just be more outbound dials. So that's what Taylor asked in the chat. So combination of those two things, and then when you do more outbound calls, you have more opportunities to get on more. You perform more cold calls, and more cold calls you perform, the higher absolute number you can actually sell. If you only do 10 cold calls, you can't close 15 people. Math.
Exactly. How do you create those sales?
Yeah.
You outbound dial until you get them.
Yeah. So again, last week for Mesa, we did 59 to be exact. We did 59 cold calls. And then from there, we converted a little over half. So 33 people bought. So ultimately, it's how do you just get on more cold calls? Sure. Would it be nice if we close at a higher percentage? Of course. We've closed at a lower percentage before too. So, but I like to see the activity, the inputs, which are how many calls that we did outbound, which was 433, and we got on 60 calls.
And the coolest part is that you can directly control the inputs. You cannot directly control the outcome of a sales call or whether or not the person buys.
Yep.
You can be skillful in sales, but you can't actually like command the person to get on the schedule. You have 100% control on how many times you pick up that phone and dial.
Yeah. Um, so, and just so you guys know, like these are not cold calls. As you guys saw, like every single person coming in here, like gave us their phone number. Like these are inbound leads. Now, we use cold call tactics in the sense of like we will just call them over and over again. However, like these are warm leads. These are people who saw an ad that you guys just saw. We spent $2,000 on ads last week. They saw an ad and they came into our system and they just haven't talked to somebody yet. And so I think the belief that it took me a long time to understand that I hope to share with you guys is that like just because you call somebody once and text them once and they don't respond doesn't mean that they're not interested or they're a bad lead. It couldn't be further from the truth. The amount of effort and volume that it takes in order for somebody who willingly gave you their information to be able to get them on a phone call, like this is like you guys just saw the data, like this is what it takes. It takes 400 calls to people who willingly gave who willingly gave their information to us to get 60 of them to actually get on a phone call with us. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Um,
So, Jamie, you asked if our salespeople get called on or get paid on conversions or closes. Um, Historically, we have paid based on like commissions or revenue, like basically how much they sell. There was a lot of breakage from the time that they sold to the time that the cleaners fulfilled and then converting them because the salesperson had made the closed and they were like on to the next. So from a customer service standpoint and like from the client's perspective, it wasn't as beneficial as the salesperson or the office person carrying them all the way through. Rather than piecemealing the company and everybody having a specialty and being a salesperson, a customer service person, a scheduling person, we just created positions where everybody is multi-versed in all of the company and all that they do. So now our salespeople are paid hourly. The ultimate goal is to get them into a general manager position where they do make we can share revenue or share profits with them. Not revenue, profits.
Yep.
It's a good question. So right now in Mesa, our girls are just paid hourly. Our assistant general managers are just paid hourly. And now one of them will get the opportunity, or somebody will get the opportunity once we have profits to share, to step into the general manager role and essentially run the entire company and then share profits.
yeah,
Great question.
I think the more that you can align the people in your business with the same goals that you want, then it just makes it easier. And so we just found a lot of issues with I said the biggest issue that Katie talked about with the like paying on commissions is that it's only one piece of the job. And the office position, like how many of you guys have access to the office duties training? Yeah, you guys see there's more things than just sales. And so like if you actually look at what it takes to actually run a cleaning business in the office and you just pay one person to do one of those tasks, like there's still all these other tasks left unassigned. Or really it just means you're doing it. And the truth of the matter is that like you can maximize the person you bring into the office, teach them sales. That is going to be one of the most highest value skills. But then if they can learn sales, then anything else can be taught. The rest of the office duties can be taught. So the next question is, well, can you teach somebody how to sell? And so the question you ask yourself before that is, well, can you sell? Do you know how to get people to consistently say yes? And so if that's not a skill set that you have yet, I recommend learning that skill set because it's one of the most valuable skill sets that you can ever attain, because it not only will it help you bring in new business, but it just helps you become a better communicator, which will make you a better leader. It'll make you have better at being able to, what sales really does is it like the people who are really good at sales, they really understand their avatar, they understand their prospect very, very well, where they can make the deal seem like it just seems like a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't you do this? And so if you have that concept, if you understand have that skill set, you can also apply that to cleaners. Like this is a no-brainer. And you can also do that for your office staff. You make it a no-brainer. Like that skill set in itself will, like, it is one of the skill sets that every business owner who gets to every cleaning business owner who gets to $1 million, like, you will need that skill set. You will need to know how to sell. And that doesn't just mean dollars. It also just means selling people on doing things. Even when
Logan
it doesn't
sells me
appear that they're
every
not,
day.
even when it's not in their best interest, or so it appears. You must understand how to make it so it's in their best interest. What do I sell you every day, Kenny?
It actually used to piss me off so bad. He used to tell me that he's like, dude, you should be selling me every day on why I'm the best husband ever. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? Like, I sold you, you signed the paper, you put a ring on it. Like, the selling is done. And he's like, no, 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 it's never done. Like, selling is just persuasion. It's just like, it's tactfully incentivizing people to do what you want them to do or to do what's in their best interest. Now, if there's not an alignment in what their best interest is and what the company's best interest is, it's okay. If there's ever a point where Logan and I are not aligned in our interests and in our marriage, it's okay. But it's important to be able to, like, persuade, convince, argue, debate your side. When done tactfully, it's very incentivizing.
Yeah. Tactfully.
Tactfully. Don't corner me with questions that you want the answer to.
Yeah. Kitty's my ultimate practice person every day that I learned how to sell. Just try selling her and she always tells me no. So I just keep coming back for more. Keep trying to do it for tactful ways. Cool. Okay. James, somebody asked about school. We dropped the link for someone to this beautiful human to apply for school. Other than that, I don't think I got anything else, Kitty. You got anything else?
Me either. No.
Cool. Get back to work. Are you gonna come to the vision meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, boys and girls. Well, James just dropped the link for, no, that's the roadmap, James. Okay. You can do the roadmap too. Yeah. The roadmap is fun. Do the roadmap first, and then inside there you can apply for school. Great idea, James. That's an even better idea. Then we can see what's inside school. Even cooler. All right, guys. Well, super appreciate you guys for hopping on here today. Thanks for chilling. Katie, thanks for showing up all the way from Bozeman today. So nice of you to show up. It's kind of nice that these things are just done over the Zoom, so you can show up from anywhere. Marie's in Pennsylvania, and Renee's in Connecticut. Taylor's in freaking Oregon, right? How cool is that? We're all in different places. Jamie's in Missouri.
Right? St. Louis.
Lori's in Canada. Bobby's in Texas. So Kayla Irby, Idaho. It's cool to see. So thank you guys for showing up today. Happy Monday. If you guys are in school, show up to the school coaching call tomorrow. I do have some announcements for tomorrow. Some fun things that we'll be talking about. Some releases. Can't stop releasing stuff. Can't stop. Just can't stop. Just more stuff.
Can't stop, won't stop. All for Marie Jed. Always changing.
All for Marie. Always changing stuff. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, happy Monday. Thanks, guys, for showing up here. We'll see you guys all inside school tomorrow. If you're not inside school, go check out that roadmap to $1 million. It actually outlines what school is. School really is the roadmap to $1 million. It breaks down the individual components that we talked about today. We talk about clarity on, like, here's what you need. Like, if you want $1 million business, how many cleaners do you need? How many cleans do you need? How many cleans do you do every single week? And then next question is, well, how do I get more cleans? Then we learn marketing. And so inside school, there is a marketing section on showing you how to actually do your Facebook ads yourself, right? And then once you actually get leads, you're like, how do I convert leads? And then there's a training in there, how to fill a cleaner schedule. So it's like one of the most robust sales systems for cleaning that I mean, it's specifically for cleaning. It's so good. And then you're all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, now I have so many clients, I need more cleaners. And so then you have another training in there, like how to go hire and find star cleaners. And then once you hire them, there's another training on how to onboard them and keep them and retain them. And there's lots of other cool bonuses as well. So um, that's what school is. It really is the roadmap to a million. It gives you all the training and the community and even live coaching calls in order to get there. So thank you guys for all you guys who are inside school. Super appreciate you guys. Thanks for making the community something desirable, something fun, something valuable. And thank you guys for showing up through this call, even if you're not in the school community. Super fun that people actually show up to this freaking call, watching us try to grow a cleaning business. So super cool. All right, guys. Happy Monday. See you guys tomorrow or see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.